Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and I thought I would do a real-time video about finishing off some of these page kits. I had put paper kits together. I got 30 of them, so it's time to start putting some embellishments, and then they'll be ready to make pages. I just went and I counted how many page kits I have left over. I have 13. So it's time to start making some new ones. What I'll do is I'll keep them in a different area, and I'll make sure to use those 13 before I start diving into those. But I want to make sure that I get some of these done, because 13, it sounds like a bit, but it's going to go down really quickly. I've been doing like 3 a week, so with those page kits. So 3 weeks and they'll be gone. 3 or 4 weeks. So I thought less than a month. Let's get started. I want to show you what I have. I have those 30 page kits all stacked next to me. And then I'll just start from the top and just go. I don't know how many I'll do in this session. I'll try to keep the video between 30 and 45 minutes. Then I also have all these embellishments that I put in this iris tray and opened up the packages. I separated them by color. So I'm ready to go in that sense. So I have all these, and then I have, all my embellishments. They're all out of the packages. There's a few that I didn't open up because I had so much stuff that I decided to keep a few unopened. And if I find that it's dwindling, then I'll open them up. Or if I look back here and I see something that I want. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take them out of here. So what I do is I make a stack of the 6x12. These are some alphas, and the reason I didn't take them off is a lot of times the alphas will like come off, and it's actually annoying. And this is like envelopes and stuff, and I didn't have any room in my tray to have them. So I thought, well, when I start like putting page kits together, I'll open it up and then I'll try to use them all of them. So I'll put them to the top here. I'll put the letters back in here, because the letters, I will open them up or, add them to the page as I'm doing the layout. So I'm going to take all the littler ones. I had kind of stacked them all in different piles. I have a few that's not open, so I'm going to put those all together. And more letters, so I'll keep those in here. Okay, so I have a little stash here next to me. Then I have my little tray of embellishments that I'll keep really close. Then another thing that I have that to me is like the foundation. Like when you start building a house, you need a foundation, right? Or if you put nothing and you just put it right on the ground, that house is not going to be solid. It's going to be a mess. So it's kind of, just how I think of these as the foundation of embellishment clusters. It really grounds the embellishments. So I have some viewfinders and I have some labels. And you can find all of these. They're kind of in a mess now, but it's just to show how much I use them so much. So there is labels, 2-inch viewfinders, and I don't know if I finished there, but you can find those on my website, and they're digital files and you can print them. And the great thing is that you can print them over and over again. Now, if you can't do them on your home computer, you can have them sent off. Just make sure that you say no borders, because my son made sure that he put the stuff, he maximized this, and that you would get as many embellishments as possible. So there's tons of colors in the labels, tons of colors in the 2-inch viewfinders. Then what we've added lately is the 1.5-inch viewfinders, and that's going to be some embellishment finisher. So it's going to finish off the embellishments. So they come in all kinds of colors too. And then I didn't print any off yet. I'm going to do that today. But he finished off the 1-inch. I think I have one sheet of them. They are so stinking cute. And I have them in only gray. But he did them in all different colors. But there's the 1-inch. I don't know if I'll be able to find them. But now they're all in all different colors. Let me pause and I'll just try to find them. Okay, so here they are. So these are 1-inch. They're so stinking cute. So these, like I said, they're only in gray, but they come in all the colors of the other ones too. What I like about the 1.5 and the 1-inch is that I got him to put a little heart in the center. So I'm going to have those really close, and I'm also going to print all the rest of the colors. I was out of paper, and my paper is Stampin' Up! Whisper White. And I think somebody left me a message saying that it was 80 pounds, but I looked all over the cardstock. I looked in the catalog. It doesn't say what it actually is. So this is what I get. Whisper White 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So I picked this up and I'm going to be printing a whole bunch. I got 2 packages of those and 2 more on the way because I want to print a whole bunch of these, because if you print them in different intensity, you literally get different colors. This is all the same file. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's like a peachy color. And then if you do the intense, it's that much darker. And then if you do, oh, sorry, this is the normal. And then this is the light, and this is the intense. I think this all goes together. Let me see here. Okay, we'll do the rainbow because I know those ones go together. So this is the light, this is the normal, and this is the intense. So just with one file, you got a variety of colors. Look at the greens. So I'm loving that. I'm loving having all the different colors. But anyway, let's get started. So this has some brown and some yellow. So let's start with this. I try to start always with the same things every time I go through these, and then that way I make sure to get through everything. And then once I get a nice little pile, even if I haven't gone through everything, then I say, okay, that's good enough. As long as I have enough to make, you know, some nice embellishment clusters. I don't want to use everything on the first few pages, and then when I get to the bottom ones, I have barely any embellishment clusters. But also, to try to help with that is, once I put these in plastic bags, in the big baggies, and I have a lot of people asking me, where do I get those? I got mine, it was at like a warehouse place that we have here. And but you can get them on Amazon. They're just big baggies. I'll tell you what size these are. See, I got 100 bags that are 13 by 15.625. And I think I paid $17 for 100 bags. And those will last me forever. The ones before that, I think I had bought way back when, because I used to make kits to sell. I had bought like 1,000, and I had probably paid like $10 for 100 because we had bought a whole bunch from like a warehouse place, but I don't need that much right now. So 100 is perfect, and it's going to last me forever. And the other ones were bought like maybe like 20 years ago. And they're just starting now, like to have holes in them and all this stuff. Okay, So we'll get a little bit of yellow stuff. And then we'll go through this and get some yellow punched out of here. When you print out yours from the rainbow, it's gonna be looking different because he kind of tweaked it, I believe. I printed it before he tweaked it, like just the order of the viewfinders. I think this may be the new one. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, could I find some 2.5 in brown? And then what I like is these. The reason I didn't get, you know, a heart put in the middle is because usually I cut those in half and I use them this way. These, I want to use them as a finisher. So that's why I wanted the little heart in the middle. You could probably still cut those too, but I'm going to mainly use them as finishers. And this is a 1.5 inch punch. And it fits perfect. There we go. I'm going to take all 3. At this point, if I had the smaller ones, I probably would put them in there. But at this point, I haven't printed them off yet. Okay. And they're not that hard to cut. Like, I don't find that they're that, you know, that difficult to cut out. Okay, I'm going to take this out. And on each page, I kind of put whether, you know, I had printed it as intense or not. Normal or light. That's just basically for me so that I know, okay, yeah. When I need to reprint that sheet, I need to reprint the intense one or the light one. I think I might, once, hopefully soon, when everything opens up again, I want to go to Michael's and get another one of those containers for die cuts, because this one is full. Because I've been, you know, separating everything by color, and I kind of ran out of room. Like, I got to put some on some of these. There's extra blues and all this stuff, but so I'm gonna get some new ones, and then I'm gonna put like labels and viewfinders, and I might even cut them out of those sheets and then have them basically have a container for my viewfinders, labels, and whatever other embellishments that we come up with. We're hoping to have our next one sometime next week. Don't hold me to that. This one is a little bit more, or is quite a bit involved. So he's working on it every day. Okay, let me see if I can. But we're certainly going to try to have it ready for next week. Okay, another thing that I have when I do these page kits is my VK6S powder tool. And I take the stickiness away from the stickers. Usually the first few page kits, I take the time to do this. All is good. And then as I get to like page kit number 20, then I'm like, this is too much work. And then I just start cutting into the sheets. So it's whatever at the time I feel like doing. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you feel like doing. So today is Friday, April 17th. This will go up today. And I know, 90% of the world right now is in quarantine. We have gotten somewhat good news that for like 3 days in a row, and they've upped the number of people they're testing. So it's not as if it's because they're testing less people. So they've upped the number that they're testing. And in the last, I think it was 4 days, there's been 3 people confirmed COVID. And then Wednesday was 0. I haven't checked for Thursday yet. I don't know if the results are out yet or not. But I know people personally that have been tested for COVID. There's a few that we're still waiting to see if they are or not. There was 3 people from where I work that were tested and they were not. So that was especially good because then they would have exposed, everybody that works for 911, and that can literally, paralyze the 911 system. So it was good news that they were not. Okay. So I think as soon as I'm done this, my husband's going to take an hour lunch and we're going to go for a walk because it looks like a beautiful day. And I ordered my groceries online. We won't get them till Tuesday, but that's okay. And one thing I figured out, and I don't know if it works this way for you guys too, but go on there, because I always think like, oh my goodness, like, it takes me forever to do the order, but to reserve your spot, check out, put 3 things in your cart and check out. It'll reserve your spot, and then you can keep making changes to your order until, like us, it's till Saturday at midnight, and we can pick up our order on Tuesday. So it makes quite a difference, because you don't want to lose your spot, because the spots fill up crazy. So let's say if you want it for next Friday, go right now, put 2 things on your list, check out, and then as the week goes, you'll probably have till Wednesday to check out, like permanently, that you can't add anything to your list, and then you can add what you need. Because I did, like, I think it was a $125 order or whatever. And then it was like, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that. And then I was looking through a recipe book and I was like, ooh, a minestrone soup. Like, I've always wanted to try that. So since we're staying at home all the time, then I went and added all the stuff so that I could make that soup next week. And so I've just kept adding. So we have till tomorrow night at midnight. So if I need anything else, I can just keep adding. And I heard somebody else say that Walmart is the same. Now Walmart, if you're in my area, the wait time wasn't as long. I didn't even know, but my daughter, because I was telling her, I said, my oldest daughter has asthma. So she's not going out at all. But my second daughter was, going to get her groceries, and that's it. And when we go out, we call my oldest daughter and see if she needs anything. Well, my daughter went last weekend and called my daughter to see her sister, to see if she needed anything. And it took 3 hours to get the stuff. She said, there was a lot of people, and to keep the social distance. So it was really, really slow. And she was starting to feel panic. And when she gets sick, the second one too. And as a matter of fact, she got so sick in January. I think I talked about that. And it was a fever that lasted 3 weeks, a cough that she would cough until she would throw up. She could hardly, like, had a hard time breathing. They diagnosed her with RSV. When I called the doctor's office, I said, I think she is contagious, like highly contagious. So I don't want to send her to the hospital. And she gives this to everybody. And even at your office. So she said, okay, I'll place her where, you know, there's going to be minimum exposure. And so she brought her in when it was lunchtime, and there was one person in the office, but she took her right away and put her in the other room. The doctor went to see her and put her off for a week. And I think that was the best thing he did, because I think she had COVID-19. Like, this was in January. She works at the mall, which people that travel, you know, like, are through the mall all the time. And she says, Mom, I think it was that, because she said, there's some days I was afraid to go to sleep because I didn't know if I was going to wake up. Like, she was calling me and saying, like, crying, saying, I feel so bad, Mom. I feel so bad. I can't tell you how, like, I've never been this sick. Never. And then her husband got it. He didn't get it as bad, but, you know, they say that every person gets it differently. He stayed home too. And, but anyway, so she was kind of freaking out. So I was telling her about, you know, do curbside pickup. Don't go out there anymore. Dad's got to go to Costco, because we have to buy stuff in bulk. Like, we have like 4 adults living here. And so we get most of our, you know, a lot of our stuff at Superstore, but there's a lot of stuff we need to buy at Costco because we need to buy in bulk. So, but Costco, I think, is one of the better place to get your stuff, because the store's so big. They only let so many people in. And, you know, there's quite a bit of distance between people. So, anyway, she was putting her order through Walmart, and mine, I could only pick Tuesday, and hers, she's going to be able to pick it up tomorrow. So try different places too. Again, just check out with one item. And a lot of places don't charge extra for curbside pickup. Our grocery store here that will deliver, it ended up costing $10 more, because they charge a $4 packing fee and then a $6 delivery fee, which I understand. They got to pay their people. But Superstore, there was no extra fee. And Walmart, there's no extra fee. So keep that in mind if, you know, you don't want to go out there, which I totally get. Totally get. Like, I am an essential worker. Thankfully, I'm down to part-time. So, like, I just worked 4 days in a row. But now I'm going to be off till May 29th. Yeah, April 29th, sorry. I wish it was May 29th. April 29th. And so, you know, I go out and sort of at risk, right? When I go out. So when I am home, I don't go out at all, because if I was exposed, I don't want to expose anybody else. So I don't go out. So my other daughter has a big project due, because college never stopped. She has to finish her college. So they're doing it virtually, and she needs to do a huge project. And she said it's going to be really difficult for her to do it with Mason, because, I mean, he's home all the time. And usually she would be doing all of her work at school, but she can't right now. So, talking about the delivery guy from our grocery store, they just went by. A lot of people are using them. So she's like, you know, I don't think I can do that with Mason here because it's really hard. Like, I had a hard time getting just my regular schoolwork done, and this is going to be hard. And I said, well, one, I still have to work, and Dad has to work, and two, I'm still getting exposed. And then Taylor, he goes out every day because he's an essential worker too, so he's getting exposed every day. So I don't think it's safe for Mason to come over here. So my mom, they've been self-isolating since the beginning, like since we've had to. So I think she's going to go and bring Mason there, which I was reading an article yesterday, and they said that's, you know, if you have to have your kids watched because there's no more daycare, you know, bring them to someone that is not been exposed, you know, that have been in self-isolation. So I think Mason is going to go to my mom's until she gets her project done. I think it's a week or two. No, I'll have to remind my mom that, and I know she knows, but that doesn't mean that he can hang out with my nephew and all this stuff. Self-isolation is self-isolation. Apparently, there are some people that were charged at Easter. People were still doing Easter dinners and stuff with their whole family. So they would drive around and see which, you know, if there was a lot of vehicles in one driveway, they would go in, and if your address wasn't there, they each got a $1,000 fine. And then the owner of the house got a $10,000 fine. It's like, well, this is serious. You gotta listen to the law. We just said, you know what? You know, we haven't seen Mason. It'll be a month. It is a month. We haven't seen Mason in a month. And when this is all over, it'll be so worth it, right? But our premier announced that we might be, if it keeps going the way it is, we might be one of the first provinces in our country to be off self-isolation. And I think things will come in like slowly, that things will open up and that kind of stuff. Probably still promote like distancing and stuff like that, and the borders of our province will still be closed, because the provinces next to us, they're not so. The one next to us on the west side is the highest in the country. And then the other one south of us is not the top, but I think it's probably like the 4th or 5th. They have way more than we do. So borders will have to be still closed. Let me see if there's anything on this. So let me know in the description box below, how are you doing with the self-isolation thing? I have to say, I have good days and bad days. Just before I had to go to work, I had bad days. And then I realized that it was because I was kind of being anxious about going to work and being around people. Like, I watch a show now and people hug, and I get like you know, I'll be like, oh, you can't do that. And that's, hopefully you know, that'll go away eventually someday. But okay, did I get labels? Yes, I got labels. I got some viewfinders, love that. And now all I'm looking for is some embellishment finishers, and I love using words for that. So I'm looking to see if always ready for a good time. I kind of like that. Always ready for a good time. There we go. Okay. Did I take a little bird out? Yeah, I did. This has different colors on it though. How about that You Shine? I like that. So it didn't even take 10 or 15 page kits. I'm already at the point where I want to cut stuff off and not use the... It does save a lot of time to just cut it up. And I'm at the point that I keep trying to reuse until my stuff is completely used up. So I'm okay with cutting stuff up. They're not staying in my drawers, not being used for very long anymore. In February and March, I did purchase quite a few things for scrapbooking. And normally I don't buy anything else until the next year. So I'm hoping that that is also the case. You know, if something happens and I make 300 pages this year and I blow through this, then I don't mind getting some more then. But I totally want to use what I have. And that's the great thing about using scraps and stuff, because then you're getting your bang for your buck. Go. Let's try this. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention too, the embellishments are on for 25% off and the classes are on for 50% off. So if you're interested, it'll be in the description box below. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to see how much. I have quite a bit of stuff there, so I don't need to go through all of that. I think I'm happy with the amount. So what I do is I kind of reset. I put everything to the side and then I put the page kit away. And then I grab the next page kit. So that's 2. Well, probably, depending on how long I've been doing this, probably 5 or 6 maybe. I find the first few times I do this, it's a little slow. And then the more I get done, the faster my pace is. Let's hang out. Oh, wouldn't that be nice to be able to hang out? I miss my kids because they're our friends. So miss seeing them. I think this afternoon we'll do a FaceTime with Mason. It's been a little hectic in our house the last few days. Just a bunch of stuff going on. So I'm hoping today will be not as busy. I forgot to take something out for supper. Ugh. It's not good. As soon as I finish this, I better go figure out what we're having. Isn't that the worst thing, is to figure out what to make for supper? It's not actually making it. Making it, whatever. Just get it done. But this whole figuring out what to make. Yesterday I took out what I thought was pork chops, and when it thawed out, because it looked like pork chops, it was actually ribs, and it was like, oh, okay. So we had ribs for supper last night. So I don't know what I'm going to make tonight. Okay, so that's a few things there. We'll go through a few of these and see what... Oh my gosh. Do you remember when we used to say that in school? Take a picture, it'll last longer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so funny. I gotta put that on there. Yeah, that's funny. I love Pink Fresh Studio. Love it. There. Okay, that's one. Let's go create more memories to tell. That's cute. That goes really well with that. So let's put that there. And that's what I mean, like sometimes the page will go because of the embellishments that I chose. Because I really truly love this embellishment, the page will probably get created around this embellishment. Like I'm gonna, right off the bat, try to figure out how I'm gonna use this embellishment on the page. There. Yeah. Okay. I just said that. Yeah. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to check to see if there's any other little hearts that are blue. Yes. So take this. I can tell you, I've never seen so many people on our road ever. People are out and about, actually, like walking, biking, walking their dogs. I think people are probably, you know, playing more games, like that kind of stuff. Watching movies. We played a lot of games anyway, but let me see what could, that blue? Yeah, let's take that blue. So what I'll probably do is, because I want to get some of these page kits done, is I'll probably do a video putting some page kits together, and then a video of putting a page together using my older page kits though, because I want to make sure that they get used up first. And then I'm still working on my December daily, so probably this weekend I'll do another couple pages of that. So that'll probably go up next week. And then I'm still also working on my album for the books I read. I got to do the March version of the Project Life. So that's probably going to be done next week. I did the planner version. And now I got to do... So I'm trying to make sure that I keep up to date on those things so that I don't fall behind. Okay, how about if I put those bags over there because they're in the way. And then I can put my viewfinders there. See, that's quite a bit, and I didn't go through a lot. But I'm thinking that's going to be good. I like this, though. I really like this. So I'm going to cut that out. It says, your only limit is your mind. Well, right now, your only limit is basically your backyard, but we have to believe that it's gonna come back soon, right? Okay, I need some labels. I didn't get labels. Okay. One thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 separate piles, maybe even 3 separate piles. I'm going to do my 2-inch viewfinders, my 1.5, and then I'm going to do my labels all separated, and my 1-inch too, I guess. Just so it's easier to go through them until I get that container. And then I'm hoping to sit there one day and just, you know, take the 2 inches and just punch them all out, and then just do the 1.5 inches and punch them all out. Cool. Those are all the 1.5. Okay. Blue. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. So I'm going to look at this and see, you know, do I want the same color? And I'm probably going to want a lighter shade so that it pops, so that there's actually like a difference. So I'm going to cut these one. I really like the ones with the ticket edge. So that should be enough right there. And that's going to be page number 3. See, this page came together faster than the others. So it's just a matter of getting used to it. There we go. That's page number 3. Now let's take the next one. Ooh, yay, purples. Get to use some purple stuff. There's not a lot, but we'll use it. Oh, that little arrow. Okay, what is that? Oh, that's pretty. I'm gonna put that there. Okay. Now, let's get, oh, I see purple. Is it the right purple? There's a full sheet of purple, so I'm going to look for the full sheet of purple, because then I'll have, okay, so there's those. Those are the 1.5, so they're like your little embellishment finishers. And then There is purple labels too. Is that the right color? That could go. Okay, so I can just look for purple. Oh, there they are. There's some on there. It's not all purple. Those, I think they're called Cozy Cafe. But there is some colors in there that I can use. So we'll stop looking. Okay, so if I use this one here, let's punch this out. Punch this out and punch this out. I'm gonna have to cut the little bit of white cardstock there because it won't let me. There we go. Then let's see what color. I think I want to use that one. So we'll use this. And then we'll use this one. This one. And then, which ones? I think this one. And look, what he did was there's 4 colors and then there's extras here of each color because there was an extra row. So just makes it so that you have a little bit more on each sheet. I'm going to do 3. So I'm still going to have to do this one. Okay. Now, I sort of have like my base. This is all my base. Let's find some embellishment finishers. I like that Creative Mess. It kind of is the right color. I'm going to cut this out. There we go. And that'll be it for this sheet. And it can be this fast. Like you just go through it. It's not something that you need to spend a lot of time on everything. Oh, that's sticky. Okay. How about if I do this? And like that cool. I think that one, because it's so far in, I'll just take it off and use the EK6S powder tool. I love this. Be present. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful how I cut that because I don't want that other one to come off, but it'll probably will because it's like literally hanging on by a thread. You know what? I'll just take it off and put it in the blue. There. And I don't have to worry about losing it. I need to take a drink of water. It is warm in my craft room today. It's still the morning, so I imagine it's going to be even hotter this afternoon. So I'm glad I came in here this morning. Then we'll go for a walk and then I'll upload this to YouTube. And I'll try to figure out something else to do this afternoon. Yesterday was a busy day, so I think today I'd like to spend some time reading a little bit more. I didn't read much yesterday. I think I read 100 pages, which a lot of people would say, wow, like that's a lot of reading. but I do between 150 to 200 in the last 2 days. The day before I only did about 50, and yesterday I did only about 100. And I stayed up till midnight so that I could read that extra 50. The 2 books that I'm reading, well, I'm reading 3 books, but the 2 that I read yesterday was Scythe by Neil Shusterman, and it's, you know, if this world got to, it's the world, our world, but it got to a point where there's no more death, and, you know, they found a cure for everything. There's no more accidents. There's no more, like, all this stuff. But even if you die, they can revive you. And so they've put into place these scythe that they decide to keep down the world population. And it's pretty interesting. I'm about 250 pages in, so I have about 250 pages in, or no, I'm almost at 300. And it's 420 or something. So I'm hoping that by tomorrow I'll have it done. And then the other one that I'm reading is a middle grade. It's Amal Unbound, and I'm only 50 pages in, so up to now, it's about her going to school. Her mom is pregnant, and then her mom is going through like baby blues, like depression. So she has to stay home and take care of the baby. And it's all about, I'm thinking it's about how girls are not valued as much as boys, and her mom just had a baby and it's a girl, so she's not, like, she's going through depression because of it. And so I haven't read much into it, and I'm pretty sure it mentioned that it's in Pakistan. I'm pretty sure. So I'm enjoying it. I'm 50 pages in. I pretty much read that 50 pages yesterday, because I think I had read like 10 pages before that. I think I'm at like 53 or 54. And so today I'm going to try and read another 50 pages in that. And then the other book that I'm reading, but I think I'm only like 5% in, is The Weight of the Stars. And I'm enjoying that. That has to do with sci-fi. I haven't gotten to that part yet because, again, I'm like 10 pages in. But I'm enjoying it up to now. But I started the other 2 books first. So what I do is I try to make sure that when I finish a book, I look at the books that I'm reading, and then I go, okay, which ones have I started first? Because I seem to like pick one and get like totally invested in it, and then instead of just reading 50 pages out of it, I end up reading like 75, 100. So that book gets finished really quickly. And then the others I'll read like, 25, 30 pages in them, just so that I get invested in the story. And then when I finish that first book, then I jump into that one. So Scythe is the one that I've been reading the longest out of the 3 books I have left. So I make sure that I put priority to that one. So I make sure that I read the 50 pages for sure on that book. And then if I have enough time, then I'll read 50 on the other ones. So I'd like to sit down for a couple of hours this afternoon and just read. Oh, that'll be so good. Just read. Okay, I have 2 labels. That's enough. Now I'm looking for this. And I think this is page number 5. So after this one, we'll stop it here. And then, like I said, the next few videos will be doing pages and that kind of stuff. And then sometime next week, I'll do another 5 or 10 pages in this one. What if I do yellow? Ooh, I like it. I'll do 5 or 10 pages again next week, so that even though I'm using my page kits, I'm making some more. And I think as soon as I finish making my 30 page kits, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start making some right away, like choosing papers and all that stuff, because I find that it does take a bit of time, and I kind of have to be in the mood for it. So, oh look, I took those and it's the same color. I think for this time it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Okay, so I got this. Now, when I look at this, I have absolutely no brown embellishments, like none. So I'm going to do some yellow, and then I'll go through the stickers and all that and see if I can find some brown embellishments. I'll just take a few because I don't want to drain the yellow. Okay. And then maybe here, there's going to be flowers that I can maybe put. A few flowers. Try and find some that only have yellow on it. That might be more difficult to do. But if I can only find one, I'll only find one. It's not, oh, there's another one. Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's good. Now, I'm going to go through these embellishments and see if I can find anything with brown. I'll put that right there, and then when I'm done, I can move this over. Like I said, this usually goes really fast because you're looking for a specific thing. And if it's not there, you move on. So it does go quickly. One thing I just realized is I didn't put any enamel dots in any of those kits. Which is fine, because I'm thinking that all these are going to be done at home. I'm thinking that they'll all be done at home. So I'll just be able to have my little drawer and take it out. Or what I might do is just go through my drawer and put them in the 5 that I missed. Okay. No brown. There is some colors that are lacking, and that's why I wanted to make my own embellishments, because I want to fill in those gaps. I want embellishments that are, you know, in brown and, you know, have a good variety, that when you have an embellishment, you have a variety. Not limited to certain colors. See, there's like nothing. What am I gonna do? That is not good. I don't have very much. So now I'm looking at, I might have to say, never mind with the brown, and just use what I have here. Okay. There's no brown in there, and the yellow that is in there, I don't know. There's a yellow here. Let's see if, what is that? I like that. It kind of has brown writing on it. So there's another one. Let me see here. Shine on. We'll put that there. Okay. Let's see. That's that little half fun there I kind of like. We'll take that out. Get that done. Got to remember as soon as I finish this while my video is uploading to my computer to figure out what we want for supper and take it out to thaw. I just thought of a couple more things that I want to add to my grocery order. I want to add some lettuce because I want to make a salad, because the fresh stuff is definitely not lasting a long time. So I want to make sure that about precious. There we go. There. How about adventure? Let's see if I can cut it out. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put that in another baggie. And that'll be it for this time around. Oh, you know what? I really like that frame. Where could I put that word love? So I don't want that word love, so I'll put it on the back side of this. And then I'll cut out that frame. There you go. That'll be it. Okay, now plastic bag. I'm pretty sure that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It probably took me a little longer this time because I had to get kind of everything set up. But next time it won't take as long because everything's set up. I kind of know, you know, how I'm going to get this going. One thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to grab my iris tray, and that's what or container. That's what I love about having this, is that until I'm ready to work on it again, this doesn't have to stay on my desk and drive me batty. I just put everything back, and then when I'm ready, and then I put it on a shelf, right? I put it on a shelf. It's out of my way. It's not bugging me. I wish I could do that with my December daily. Because it is, my December daily is in a different container. It's a different container from, what do you call it, IKEA. I love it, but it's difficult to put away. And then I put this away, like this, maybe like this. And that goes on a shelf, and then I take my papers and I put on a shelf too. Then a different shelf, but in the same area. And bam, I've already cleaned up my area that quickly. I just have to put my scissors away and I'm ready to go. My punches, and I'm ready to work on my next project now. So I love that it's that easy to, you know, take it out and put it away, because let's be real, you know, if something is too much work, it's not going to get not going to get touched. So that's it. That's going to complete it for today. And in a couple of days, I'll be uploading a video, me actually making a page, words. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.